William Paterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The soccer crew is back and it's time for some playoffs. The William Paterson men's soccer team will face Montclair State in the first round of the NJAC tournament. Now, Vincenzo, we'll start with you, player on the team, like we've said before. Take me through it. When did you guys find out you made the NJAC tournament? How excited was the team? What happened? What went on in the minds?
So it came after the Rutgers-Newark game, and we found out on the bus ride home. So we weren't allowed, and this is what Coach said. He said we weren't allowed to look at the phones during the game. He didn't want it to conflict with the game going on because of the other scores. But when we found out Stockton beat Rutgers-Camden, place was ecstatic. It had a grapevine effect. Dave Armbruster, one of the seniors in the back, had his tablet, so he's looking at the game. And from the back of the bus, it went all the way to the front of the bus to the coaches. And right there, Coach made a speech saying, listen, the Newark game is behind us. Tomorrow starts a new season, the playoff season. We prepare for Montclair, and we're going to take it from there. Everyone was ecstatic. Good feelings all around.
I imagine you're probably filled with excitement, and it's a great jolt to step into the playoffs and have that excitement. I mentioned before, William Paterson will be traveling to Montclair State. As we look at how the two teams stack up against each other, it'll be no easy matchup for the Pioneers. As William Paterson comes in 10-5 on the season with 3 draws, 49 goals on the season. Montclair State, number 3, ranked in the NJAC. William Paterson ranked number 6. Montclair coming in 12 wins, 6 losses more than the Pioneers, but only 1 draw, 60 goals. Big gap difference between the Pioneers and Montclair State. Montclair State with 11 more goals than our Pioneers. Now, Alec, we'll start with you. How does William Paterson stack up against Montclair State? Is this a legit game? Will this be a great game?
I think this is going to be a fantastic game, Chris. I think this is going to be one for the ages in this rivalry. You have a rivalry game going away from home. The Pioneers have to travel to Montclair. It's a rivalry game in the playoffs, which makes it extremely important. Something I see from them, you need to score first. You need to quiet that home crowd, make sure they have to chase the game, make them upset, make them have to cheer their players instead of jeer William Paterson, and make sure we get a lot of fan support for that game because the Pioneers are definitely going to need it against a tough team.
Mateo?
I mean, for me, it's going to be, as Alec said, score first. Last time William Paterson had difficulties because they got scored on first. They had some injuries. The defense, Vincenzo mentioned it. Some players were not injured, not prepared. They have a full squad for this game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be cheering the Pioneers. And hopefully we get a win.
Vincenzo, you'll be there. You'll be on the field.
Yeah, I will be. Full 11 is back. Keyshawn Brandt-Sharp is back from serving his suspension. With that, I think it'll be generating shots in the 20s. Get those shots in the 20s and capitalize off that. Scoring first is crucial. But for the William Paterson men's soccer team, they're undefeated in overtime. We've been practicing penalty kicks. If it comes to that, I think we'll be fully prepared. And we're going to get a good result. It all comes down to who is hungrier. Who is hungry?
Who wants it more? Daniel?
Absolutely.
Just like the guy said, start off aggressively so we don't have to play from behind and capitalize on your opportunities. That's about it.
It'd be a thriller if it does go to overtime. Obviously, overtime soccer, nothing better than that, especially a rivalry game. That'd be great for our William Paterson Pioneers. Now, against Montclair State, a lot of players need to come up big. Alec, we'll start with you. Who is your key player for this game?
Well, my key player for this game goes back to the last time Montclair State played William Paterson, is Darwin Cruz. It is a guy that's on the season. That's the wrong graphic, but it's Darwin Cruz last time against Montclair, had 5 shots, 2 on goal, really caused havoc in the backhand. He has 5 goals in the season, 4 assists, 14 points, and a shot percentage of just a little over 12%. He really needs to get that going. He needs to put shots on goal into the back of the net this time. I think if he generated so much offense in the last 5 minutes of the game against Montclair State last time out, he needs to put those shots in the back of the net, score quickly, play that direct style of football that you guys played against Baruch in the last week that we talked about, with guys like Cruz, Christopher Fuentes, and JP Gonzalez leading the scoring and putting the ball on goal again. I think they have a great chance.
Mateo, who's your key player?
For me, it has to be Kyle Adams. He's a player that's being started for the 18 games that they have played. He's been in the 18 games for them. He has 7 goals, 2 assists, 16 points, 25% shot average. So that's a lot. Especially on the playoffs, you need it. He has 2 goals against Ramapo, 1 goal against NJCU, and he just scored in the past game that they lost against Rutgers. It doesn't matter that they lost. It matters that he scored. He's on the track to score. Now that he's going against Montclair, he needs to score again. If he scores, he's going to give his team the motivation to oh, we can do this. We can do this. Montclair is a team to beat, And I think so. They have a really big chance of making it to the next round.
Yeah, scoring in your last game can provide an individual confidence going into the next game. Vincenzo, who's your key player?
I'm going to go with Cameron Allen, a player that soccer runs in his family with both of his brothers playing in the MLS. So we take a look at the stats over here. He's the leading goal scorer with 10 goals, 2 assists, 22 points with a shot percentage of a little bit over 20%. And he is the second most in generating shots. He's got 49 right behind JP Gonzalez. He averages about 3 shots a game. But what I like about Cameron Allen is that he's versatile, and he's also a lefty. He can play on top, he can play on the wing, and his offensive awareness and his ability to make runs in threatening positions is going to be crucial coming up in this game.
Soccer in his bloodline. Daniel, who's your key player?
My player to watch is Keyshawn Bryan Sharp. I believe he is a key player in this matchup against Montclair State. For the season, he has 3 goals, 4 assists, 10 points, and an 8% shot percentage. I believe he's a key player because he has the ability to deliver dangerous crosses and score in the big games.
Now, flipping over to the women's team, they were unsuccessful in making the NJAC tournament, and now they are losing 11 graduating seniors. It's a big blow to the team. Alec, we'll start with you. How do you deal with losing 11 seniors? It's a big loss to the team. Can William Paterson move forward from this? What can we take from the seniors?
Well, Chris, I think, like you said, tough loss, just missed the playoffs by 1 point or 1 game. They had a tough start in the beginning, came back real strong late September, early October, had 4 straight wins before October 4th. Yeah, say goodbye to like some great seniors, like you said. Adriana Oliveira, who just became the 5th leading team player in history on assists. Angela Sandelli, who had a tremendous year with 72 saves and 4 clean sheets. You got to do that, but I think they're going to be okay. We saw some great plays from some sophomores this year. Edelman with all her goals this year. I think she had ended the year with about 13, 14 goals. That's
she had a great
huge
freshman year, too.
Great freshman year as well. So I think you had Kristen Bowe, also a sophomore, had a great year. Lorraine Moffitt, great year. They all combined for 25 goals, and they're all just sophomores. So there's more coming up through William Paterson for the Lady Pioneers. I think they're going to be just fine.
Mateo?
Like, losing 11 players is basically losing a whole team. But, like, a coach we're going to know what kind of coach he is if he could overcome losing 11 players. I know some of them, like, they start, but, like, there's a lot of sophomores, freshmen, juniors that are coming up. As he said, Oliman, she's a sophomore. We have 2 more years of great players. Goals after goals. Like, that's her main thing is goals. Like, this season, it went to not so good. They lost 6 out of the 9 NJAC games. But, like, they just got to overcome that.
Yeah, they have a young team, so the future is still bright for our women's soccer team. That's all the time we have for William Paterson Soccer. Congrats to the women on an awesome season, and good luck to our men's soccer team in their matchup against Montclair State. Don't go anywhere, because up next, the baseball crew is back to break down the World Series.